Hey, Skol Vikings family. What's up, Purple Pride Warriors? Can you believe we're staring down another quarterback carousel that's got us all gripping our helmets a little tighter? I'm your diehard Vikings fan, the one yelling at the TV like it's personally offended me, and today on Vikings News we're diving headfirst into the wild, gut-wrenching roller coaster of our offense under Kevin O'Connell. Buckle up, because if you've ever wondered why our attack explodes like fireworks one year and fizzles like a dud the next, this is going to hit you right in the feels. Stick with me for the full breakdown. You won't want to miss how it all ties back to one sneaky culprit that's been haunting us. Who's ready to unpack this purple pain? The success of the Minnesota Vikings offense under head coach Kevin O'Connell is straight up fascinating to look at. Like watching a magic trick you know the secret to but still can't figure out. Back in 2022, we were unstoppable with Kirk Cousins slinging it 13-4 record, and get this, 11-0 in one-score games during the regular season. That wasn't luck. That was O'Connell's genius play calling turning us into a high-octane machine, averaging over 26 points a game and racking up explosive plays left and right. It felt like the NFC North was our playground, and every Sunday was a party. But man, as a fan who's bled purple since the Randy Moss days, those wins had me believing we were finally contenders. Heart-pounding, fist-pumping glory. That magic kept rolling into the first 8 games of 2023, with Cousins looking like the ageless wizard under center, pushing us toward another deep playoff run. We were dissecting defenses, with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison feasting on those perfectly timed routes. Over 300 yards passing in multiple outings. Efficiency off the charts. It was the kind of football that makes you text your buddies at 2 a.m. This is it. We're going all the way. O'Connell's scheme was clicking, emphasizing those in-breaking concepts that left receivers wide open in the intermediate zone. As fans, we were living the dream, chanting Skol from the stands like it was our national anthem. Then, boom, Cousins tears his Achilles, and it's like someone flipped the switch off. The rest of 2023 turned into a mixed bag of heartbreak with Josh Dobbs, Nick Mullins, and Jaren Hall trying to steady the ship, but we finished just 7-10 overall. Those emergency QBs showed flashes. Sure, Dobbs had that wild scramble TD against Atlanta, but the consistency vanished, dropping our scoring to under 20 points in half our games. It stung watching our explosive offense sputter, turnovers piling up like snow in January. What happened to that unstoppable force? Hold that thought, because it's the same ghost that's back to haunt us now. Fast forward to 2024 and oh man, enter Sam Darnold's renaissance. The dude took the NFL by storm, leading us to a jaw-dropping 14-3 record that had the whole league scratching their heads. Darnold was surgical, throwing for over 4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns, and just 10 picks, turning O'Connell's vertical passing game into a highlight reel. We were explosive and efficient, ranking top 5 in points per game at 28.2, with those deep shots to Jefferson hitting at a clip that made defenses weep. As a Vikings diehard, I was losing my voice from all the Skol chants. It felt like payback for every bitter winter loss. The offense under Darnold wasn't just numbers. It was poetry in motion, with screens to Aaron Jones popping for big gains and play-action fakes freezing linebackers cold. We went 4-0 in September alone, and by mid-season we were the talk of Vikings news, with fans packing US Bank Stadium like it was the Super Bowl every week. O'Connell adjusted on the fly, mixing in more run concepts to keep defenses honest. And it all worked because Darnold had that veteran poise to stay in the pocket and fire downfield. Those Sundays were electric, purple jerseys everywhere, high fives with strangers. But even in that glory, you could sense the off-season drama brewing. We tried everything to keep Darnold this off-season, offering him the moon, but he bolted. Can't blame the guy with J.J. McCarthy waiting in the wings, our shiny first-round rookie from Michigan. Darnold signed big elsewhere, leaving us hyped for McCarthy's fresh legs and cannon arm. But now, it's like we traded a Ferrari for a fixer-upper. That 14-3 high feels like ancient history, and as we sit here at 4-8 in 2025, I'm left wondering if we jumped the gun. What do you think, fam? Was holding on to Darnold the move we should have made? Drop your hot takes in the comments. I read every one. The 2025 season has been a series of mitigated disasters with McCarthy, Carson Wentz, and now Max Brosmer under center. It's hands down the worst stretch of Vikings football on offense in years. We're talking bottom 5 in the league for points scored, scraping by with 18.7 per game, and our passing attack ranks 29th at just 173 yards a pop. McCarthy's been in and out with injuries. Ankle sprain sidelined him for 5 games early, then a concussion last week, and when he's played, it's been rough. 54% completion, 6 TDs to 10 picks, QBR in the dumpster at 24.8. As a fan, it's killing me to watch our Purple Warriors fight uphill every snap. Wentz stepped in for those 5 starts, bringing that gritty vet toughness we love. But even he couldn't mask the issues below average metrics across the board, and that shoulder injury finally benching him for the year after a grimacing performance against the Chargers. Then Brosmer, our local UDFA hero from the Gophers, gets thrown to the Wolves against Seattle and throws 4 picks in a 26-0 shutout, our first blank since 2007. Ouch. The energy in the locker room, you can feel the frustration from here, like we're all holding our breath for a spark that just won't ignite. It's the kind of season that tests your fandom, but hey, that's why we stick around, right? Why has there been such a brutal stretch in both 2023 and 2025? There's one common link staring us in the face. Age. Yeah, you heard that right. O'Connell's magic seems to fizzle when the QB room skews too young. In 2023 post-Cousins, we had untested arms like Hall, who had 0 NFL starts, and it showed in the mechanical breakdowns under pressure. Now in 2025, McCarthy's a second-year guy with rookie jitters, Wentz is 32 but banged up, and Brosmer's straight out of college with that school record 268 completions at Minnesota last year. Coincidence? I think not. It's got me fired up. Is youth really wasted on the young in our offense? The most success we've had on offense with O'Connell has been with players over 27 years old, think Cousins at 34 in 2022. Darnold at 27 in 2024. Those guys brought the basics. Pocket presence, quick releases, and the guts to attack downfield even when the pocket's collapsing. Stats back it up with vets, we're top 10 in explosive plays over 20 yards. With the kids, it's bottom half fumbling mechanics in clutch spots. O'Connell's a brilliant play designer, generating wide-open receivers on in-breaking routes better than anyone. But it all crumbles if the QB can't execute. As a passionate skull screamer, this hits hard. We've got the scheme, but do we have the signal callers? That's not to say younger QBs haven't flashed under O'Connell. McCarthy had that electric first quarter against the Lions, threading needles for 150 yards and a score, and his fourth quarter comeback versus the Bears earned him NFC Offensive Player of the Week honors. Those moments? Pure adrenaline, the kind that makes you jump off the couch and rally the whole house. We saw his arm talent, that Michigan poise peeking through, completing 70% in those bursts with 0 picks. It teased us with "this is our guy" vibes, especially after his national title glow. But outside those highs, it's been a grind, interceptions in traffic, happy feet in the pocket. Fans, what's your take on JJ's bright spots? Are they enough to build on? Outside of that, though, it's been rough. And here's the why. We can boil it down to one likely element: quarterbacks have the basics down a few years into their career. Young arms like McCarthy, Hall, or Brosmer are still wiring those fundamentals. Footwork, staring down safeties, maintaining mechanics when blitzes come hot. In O'Connell's system, you need that confidence to hang in the pocket and rip it intermediate, especially on those murky downfield reads. We've seen it. Rookies panic, overthrow open guys, and suddenly a sure TD is a pick six. It's frustrating as hell, but it's NFL reality. And as a Vikings lifer, I'm yelling for patience even as my heart breaks. O'Connell is a brilliant play designer who can generate explosive plays better than just about anyone in the NFL. Receivers get wide open in the intermediate area with ease, especially on in-breaking concepts that slice defenses like butter. Picture this. Addison streaking across the middle, Jefferson boxing out a corner, and the ball hits them in stride for 25 yards. That's the beauty we've tasted, ranking number 1 in yards after catch in 2022. But the problem here is simple. Quarterbacks need to be willing to stay in the pocket and attack down the field in murky situations. Without that veteran fortitude, it's like handing a Ferrari to a learner's permit driver, potential everywhere, but crashes galore. Who's with me on loving KOC's creativity? To do that deep ball magic, you need confidence and the fortitude to keep the mechanics in order, something we haven't seen consistently with our younger quarterbacks this year. McCarthy's overthrowing high when pressured, Brosmer's gripping too tight on those 4 picks last week. And even Wentz, the old soul, fought through pain that threw off his rhythm. It's magnified in high-pressure spots like that 4th and 1 debacle against Seattle where we hurried the snap and got stuffed. O'Connell's offense thrives on rhythm, but youth brings volatility. 10 picks from McCarthy alone this season. As fans, it's a nail-biter. One play flips hope to despair. What mechanic fix would you drill first with these guys? To O'Connell's credit, he has done some real adjusting this season with McCarthy, Wentz, and Brosmer calling shorter concepts, one-read quick hits, more screens to get the ball out fast, and even breaking his own tendencies by pounding the run more with Aaron Jones. We're up to 99 rushing yards per game now, a tick better than early season, and those bubble screens popped for a few chunk plays against Detroit. KOC's adapting like a chess master, ditching some vertical shots for safer dinks to build confidence. Does coach speak for I'm fighting for you, kids? And as a fan, I appreciate the grit. He's not panicking, just evolving. But has it been enough? Let's talk about it below. Very little of it has worked out for the Vikings this season. And it's not just one factor. The quarterback play has been the biggest reason, plain and simple. Our 4-8 record screams it. 2-4 with McCarthy starting, losses piling up in one-score games again, but this time we're 1-3 in them. Defenses are teeing off because they smell the hesitation, sacking our QBs 28 times already, 3rd worst in the league. O'Connell's tweaks are smart, but without that baseline execution, it's like tuning an engine with no gas. Heartbreaking to watch from the couch. Purple brothers, we're talented everywhere else. But the signal caller spot is our Achilles heel redux. O'Connell needs the basics to be there in order to see success in this vertical passing offense, pocket presence, accurate footwork, eyes downfield without bailing early. The biggest problem with young quarterbacks is they are rarely there right out of the gate. It takes reps, scars, and that been their scar tissue. Hall in 2023? 0 starts, and it showed in fumbles and ducks. McCarthy and Brosmer? Same boat. Never started an NFL game before this mess. Mechanical deficiencies exploding under the lights. Stats don't lie. Rookie QBs league-wide complete just 58% under pressure. Our guys are dipping below 50%. As a Skull Warrior, I'm torn: root for the youth movement or beg for a bridge vet. We are in a situation with O'Connell where they need a baseline of mechanical competency to see his offense thrive. You don't get that with a rookie, or in McCarthy's case, a second-year quarterback still shaking off rust from that meniscus tear last preseason. JJ flashed in college with 67.6% completions and a natty, but NFL speed? It's humbled him quick. Those 10 picks aren't all bad luck. Some are reads he'd nail in Ann Arbor but second guess here. Brosmer's college record at Minnesota was shiny, 66.5% with 18 TDs, but 4 picks in one game? Oof, is the volatility killing us, turning potential into pain? Fans, do you see JJ as our franchise guy long-term, or is this a sign to pivot? Does that mean having a young quarterback just isn't in the cards for O'Connell and the Vikings? Considering how poorly young quarterbacks have gone thus far, it's certainly possible. We're back in quarterback purgatory after thinking we escaped it with Darnold's magic last year. That 14-3 dream? Now it's a 4-8 nightmare, with the NFC North slipping away, Packers up by 1.5 games, and us fighting for pride. O'Connell's system screams for experience to unlock its full fury, but sticking with youth is our rebuild bet. As a fan who's survived Favre fumbles and countless Cousins close calls, I'm exhausted but optimistic. What's your gut say? Trade for a vet mid-season. This offseason is going to tell us a lot about how the Vikings view the quarterback position. Are we all in on McCarthy's growth? Or do we chase that baseline stability with a bridge guy like a Daniel Jones type? We've got draft capital, cap space after waiving vets like Adam Thielen, and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's aggressive, remember trading up for JJ? But rookies have proven too volatile for consistent football movement. We need someone to just move the chains so our D, top 10 in points allowed at 23.4, can feast. It's a crossroads. Purple Nation patience or splash? I'm leaning splash, but hit the comments with your off-season wish list. They need a baseline level of play moving forward just to move the football, and rookies have proven to be too volatile for that. Some of that is from the players themselves fighting those rookie walls, but also the coaching that goes into it. O'Connell's been hands-on, those one-on-one meetings with McCarthy, but the leap from college to pro pressure is brutal. Wentz brought toughness, starting through pain, but even he averaged under 200 yards a game. Brosmer's local story was cute, but that shutout exposed the gaps. As fans, we're coaches too. What drill would you add to fix the footwork? The Vikings are back in quarterback purgatory after theoretically getting out of it, and it's far and away the worst place to be, dangling between hope and despair, week after week of what-ifs. We've tasted the highs with older arms, the stability that lets O'Connell's creativity soar, but betting on youth has us mired in the mud. That 2022 to 2024 run? Elite. This 2025 slog? A wake-up call. But hey, that's Vikings football resilience forged in purple fire. Who's still skull-in-G with me through the lows? Wrapping this up, Vikings news fam, we've unpacked the age curse haunting our offense, from Cousins' glory to McCarthy's growing pains, and why O'Connell's brilliance needs that vet baseline to shine. It's been a wild ride, full of flashes and frustrations, but one thing's clear. Our purple heart beats stronger in the fight. What's your biggest takeaway? Is youth the issue, or just bad bounces? Sound off in the comments. Smash that like if you're riding with KOC, subscribe for more raw Vikings breakdowns, and share this with your fellow Skull Squad to spread the passion. Let's turn this purgatory into paradise, Skull Vikings. See you next time.